hand up.
Great job.
Thank you. Okay, let's go back. All right, so you guys were right. If I'm going to add anything and I want to move to it into a Google platform, because I've been told it has to be in a Google folder or a Google form, I just am getting better and I want it in Google, or it has to be moved to something that is a shared Google folder because someone said, hey, put everything in the Google folder. But I created it before in an Office platform, Word, Excel, spreadsheet, or PowerPoint. And now I want to move it to the shared folder or a Google format. You're right, I always push the plus sign. So file, we were just talking about this before I hit record. A file is a standalone something, a standalone document, a standalone PowerPoint, a standalone Excel spreadsheet, some of those other things you created that are just by themselves. A folder is just what you think it is. A folder upload would mean I want to share all my membership folder and all the resources I've created and share it with Phyllis Robinette in Colorado because she's new to the position. So I'm going to upload the whole folder of stuff, of treasures that I've created, and it's going to upload the whole folder and put it in here. This is a little more scary.
Can I ask a question before you scare me too much?
Yes.
Does that mean the folder can be a Word folder or does it have to be a Google folder?
Once you put it in the Google platform, it can be either one that you are uploading. You could be uploading from and toggling. Remember when we toggle from tab to tab? I could be in my school account and I want to upload that folder now to my personal account or vice versa. So it could be a Google folder. It could be a Word folder. If it's a Word typical off my desktop kind of a folder, it gets scary. And I'll tell you why in just a minute. Okay. So we're just going to upload something that Phyllis created in Word, because I still use Word. I've told you I still like Word, and I'll tell you why with each thing. I'm going to go to my desktop just like I'm doing ADK, Ada. Let's see what's in here. Oh, let's do this. This is a good one. So Betty Jo and Marianne, you can give feedback that people like the new Violet certificates that you can get off of the directory. Because what I did over the summer when those appeared is I went through and I got all the certificates, and we're going to have a Violet themed meeting sometime in which I present those to them. So all the Violet sisters are going to get their certificates. Let's just see what this PDF does. It's not going to do much. I'm going to tell you, it's not going to go wonky. So this is a PDF, and I'm going to now move it from just being saved on my desktop to a Google folder. And see down here where it says uploading, and now it says one upload complete, and magically you see it here. Because it's a PDF, PDFs are not scary because they're saved in its entirety. They move from one platform to the other very easily. They don't go wonky at all. That's why we like PDFs. So if I bring this up, see how nice it is? It's great.
Question, but the
Yes.
animation does not go with it, correct?
Yes, the animation goes with it unless it is not unless it is in the Word, but it may go wonky. So that's what we're going to talk about. All right, so the PDF went really nice. Let's try something with a graphic that's just in Word. So I'm going to do another file upload, and I'm going to go, let's see something down here that's got a graphic.
But you're saying if you go from Word to Google with PDF, that's pretty good. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
PDFs go, because they're saved like, the best way to describe it is they're saved like a picture. Even though they've got words on them, they're saved like a picture. But the challenge, as Jeannie and I have had, is PDFs are not editable. And because they save like a picture, you can't go in and put a smiley face on someone who's not smiling in a picture. You can't do that on a PDF either. So let me try, I'm trying to think of something that's got a new.
What about a JPEG?
JPEGs tend to work fine.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I should have thought this out a little ahead of time. Let's try in my old stuff. All right, let's try this. One of my old agendas for a meeting. Let's see how this comes. All right, this is a simple agenda for my chapter meeting. I have a little graphic at the top. Let's see how this moves over because it's the graphics that go a little crazy. All right, so I know by looking at my screen now, this originated as a Word document because it's got a W. It's still in Google Forms, so anybody in Google that I share this with, I can still share it. It originates first as a Word document, but it's going to upload because I put it into Google. I can now share it. See how I can share it just like it was a Word doc? Because what it did was convert that Word document into a Google Doc. So instead of copy pasting this and moving it over to steps of open a Google Doc, put it in there and paste it, Google's gotten so much smarter to talk about both platforms. Now you see that I have this little graphic up here. I cannot click on it. I cannot change this because what Google did is made this part with the graphic like a picture that's not editable. The best way is they changed this part kind of to a PDF. The part that is typed, I can still get in there. See my headers and stuff, I can still get in there. But the picture part, the graphics that you import from Word into the Google platform, they sometimes go wonky. This example worked beautifully, except I can't change it. So if I was going to have to change it, I'd have to go back to Word that I saved it on my desktop, get in there, change it, and put it back. I can change here where words are, but the graphics are where it goes wonky. Sometimes fonts, if you have a weird font, sometimes, I don't think we're using those, but sometimes if you have some word art or a weird font, sometimes Google does not recognize that and that may go wonky.
Question again.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Suppose that you copy and paste it and move it over. Then are you going to have the same issues with the graphics? Okay.
Yes. In my opinion, now that Google does it this way, it's so much easier this way. And I have found generally it moves easier. It stays aligned. I don't have to clean up bolds and alignments and tabs over. It moves better when I do it that way with the plus sign than if I do copy paste.
All right, question.
Yes.
In a text, what makes a box come up, a little empty box for some letters?
Like a text box.
Yeah,
So let's just play with it. I'm moving you guys around so that I can have a space here. Well, this doesn't matter. I'll just move
So
something
does
here.
this stay in the Word? Okay, so if you're taking something from your Word folder and putting it into the Google Drive, will your Word folder still have that information if you need to go back to it?
So the
No.
Word document, that's the benefit of putting it in Google, is it's constantly saved and it's saved into your Google
Right.
Drive or anybody you're sharing it with. If you make changes in the Google, it's not going to be reflected in your Word document because it's not, the Word document's not in the cloud, it's on your specific computer.
Okay,
so, but
but-
the Word document will stay in your Word folder though.
Uh-huh. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay, it's just if you make changes to it when you're on Google, it will not have the changes, which okay.
and let's see, no, that wasn't it. Insert. Okay, so I'm under insert. I'm trying to look for a text box. Image, table, drawings, chart. Headers, page breaks, links,
I don't see a text box.
tools. Okay, I don't see it under edit. Let's see across here. Add a comment. That's what we're going to practice in a little bit. Open the history. No. I'm not seeing specifically, Betty Jo, a text box for something, but I can research that again and see where.
So are
we
you
can
telling
find
me
it.
that in Google you cannot format using a text box? Well, and
No.
that may be the reason we do them in Word and move them over.
I don't know. You probably can. I just don't know where the button is, and I don't want to spend too much time on it.
Okay.
So here's my personal opinion. Not everybody believes this. I love Word. I can do so much more in Word. I get more access to graphics and unique things that I tend to create things that I want to look pretty or presentations. I create in the Office suite and then move them to Google if I have to share them. And because they move so much better than they moved even 3 years ago, was not this easy. Because they move so much easier now, lots of people are doing that now because we like PowerPoint better than Sheets. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. So the same thing would go for, let me go back to my drive. If I wanted to add a PowerPoint, it's still a file. Now I'm going to go somewhere else where I've got PowerPoint. So I've got some in here. State board, state trainings, 80K membership training, program. Let's do that one. Jeannie and I worked on this one together. So I can move this to the drive. So I'm clicking that. Now, what it's doing is it's converting a PowerPoint to what we call Google Sheets. A weird name, I know, but that's what it is. So I can see from that P now, Jeannie, that presentation you and I did on programming was originally in PowerPoint. I'm going to click that. And now it's going to load, and I'm going to see, because we put lots of graphics in here. Let's see how they transfer over. So, oh, that one came through. So sometimes what you have to do is just check it once it works over that everything looks aligned and it's not missing a graphic. Because sometimes if it doesn't load, it'll have that weird outline of a box with that little icon in the middle, like it's not loading. And you may have to change your graphic if it doesn't recognize the one that you did. Part of the reason my stuff moves so easily is I kind of go searching in Google for graphics for stuff. And so that makes it a little bit easier.
What's interesting is all the stuff that I brought in on Word still came through.
Yeah, it did.
So
So
what I want to know is the animation. Do you have anything moving on those slides?
No, we don't. So what you guys could do, and we could stop sharing now, is one of you or all of you or two of you, no, all three of you are membership, no, or used to be. Why don't you guys load your one that you did during international convention with the sailboats and stuff and see if your animation transfers over. So one of you, who wants to share their screen? Oh, let me tell you.
Well, you don't want to be upside down or sideways, so.
Okay, so Mary Ann's not gonna do it.
I can share the screen if I can find what you're looking for. See, because I don't know where I am.
I'm going to make a co-host.
Oh, gosh.
Yes.
Okay.
And
So
I'm
which
go to Google.
PowerPoint are we talking about?
Well, we can do sailing.
Reaching out?
regional membership
Yes.
training.
The sailing is what we want.
Okay.
Because it has the graphics on it where the little,
Go to my drive then, or are we going to go to the shared one? I'm just
All right,
going to
so
try
Betty
it.
Jo, I
Yes.
made you a co-host. Can you share your screen and we'll watch you do it?
Okay, as soon as I find it, okay?
I don't
That's
want
what
you to
I know
find
where
it.
mine is, but I don't know about getting there.
Oh,
I
just.
know where mine's at.
So Betty Joe, I want you to share the screen because I want to see the steps that you're doing, because that's the part that's
Uh-oh.
new
Oh, hold on.
to
now.
you.
Wait a minute, okay. Oh, you
But are
want me
we
to share-
moving this to Google Drive then? Or
I
are
don't
we
know.
moving to Google Drive and then we put share? I'm just curious. I'll wait.
I don't know who's, I don't know what we
Okay.
have here.
So are you in Chrome right now?
I'm in
Or are
Chrome.
you in your Firefox?
I'm in Chrome, but I can go to, I can get to Google. I mean, get to AOL. I can get to AOL. Wait a minute. I need to go to my, these are my documents and then.
Yeah.
What?
I've got mine up. When you're ready, I'll try it next.
Well, go ahead and do it if you want to, Jean.
All right, so Betty
Oh,
Jo,
no, go
stop
ahead, Betty
sharing
Jo.
and Betty Jo, stop sharing and we'll watch Jeannie do it.
I better move this over, hadn't I? So I can get
Yeah.
to share. And I have to go back up here
Mm-hmm,
to share screen. And then I share my screen.
okay,
Do you see
So
it?
it's
Or-
coming, there it is. Okay, I don't want to see this. I want to see how you put it in your Google Drive.
Oh, I haven't got that point yet.
All right, so stop, click this out
Okay.
and stop sharing. And then share that you're in Chrome. I want to see your drive again.
Okay.
Share screen again.
Oh, well, how do I share the screen here? I don't have the Google thingy. Let me get
I
out
don't
of
want,
there.
I don't want you,
She doesn't want that.
so
Remember,
ladies,
my taskbar disappears.
well, that's why I called on Betty Jo before you.
Okay, go ahead, Betty Jo, because
All
I
right, back
can't.
to Betty Jo. Betty Jo, share your screen. We're gonna watch Betty Jo do all the steps because this is the part that's new for you, not finding your PowerPoint. We want to see. All right. So open up Google and go to your drive because we're gonna put it in your drive. Look at that. She found her waffle. She opened her drive. Then she's gonna go new. Oh, wait a minute. Before that, which folder are you gonna put it in?
God only knows.
Well, I see something called membership logo and I see one called membership analysis.
Yeah, are you
spreadsheet.
down here? Are you down here?
Yep, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, all right. So, and is that I say, I don't know if that's a file or if
That's a
that's
folder.
folder.
That's a folder. Which folder are you gonna put it in?
Make a new folder and put in presentations.
All right, make a new one. And
All
put,
right, so you're gonna make a new folder. Nope, not that. You're not uploading a folder.
now how do I get back?
Close that X. I'll let you close this time.
Okay,
Mary Ann's laughing again. All right,
new,
new
Laughing.
folder. There you go.
I'm gonna make a folder, right?
Yeah. Yep, you're gonna make a new folder. Nope, go back up. Yep, that. Click it. And you're gonna name it.
Maybe. What'd you say, Mary Ann?
Presentations are put, you might say, membership presentations and then put the year 2021. Then you know that's the presentations we did in membership. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
All right, now where does it go here? Does it go in alphabetical order?
It does. So
Alright.
your top folder was a C and now you're in the M. So now you're gonna click that one open, go over to the folder icon, the folder, yeah, click that, open it up. Now that's where you're gonna hit new. And now you're looking for your file upload. Okay, now
Right.
go to your desktop. Oh, your documents, that's fine.
All right, that's the only way I know to do it. Okay.
That's fine.
And then here, and then I have to go to, was it sailing? That's what we had it under.
Yeah, it's sailing.
Yeah.
I found somebody with more stuff on theirs than mine.
I know. I was thinking the same thing. There is sailing.
expand.
Yeah,
That one, I think, probably. Now find your PowerPoint.
The PowerPoint on it, oh gosh.
it wasn't in your folder.
I know, this is terrible. All right, sailing without, okay, but I
That's
think
it.
this is it.
Mhm, that looks like it. Now she's uploading it.
There it is.
All right, open it up.
She hit upload folder.
Nope.
Or up, what did she hit? I'm
Upload,
trying to
she's
write.
upload a
Upload
file.
file.
This is a file.
Upload file. Okay, thank you.
Okay, now then, it comes up now. How, we want to show the, I want to show it. How do I show it here?
Oh, good. This is a good thing too. We're doing a lot of things on our thing. So do you see in the, go to the right? Go to the right, keep moving to the right, keep moving to the right, keep moving more and more and more.
Oh,
You see
really?
that little present?
Uh-huh.
And that present from the beginning is good.
Okay. here
And
we
then you
go.
just advance it just like you do PowerPoint.
All
Mhm.
right, let's see if it'll, somewhere we started with
Yeah, keep going.
the sales. Yep.
There you
that-
go.
Well, now that part's coming. Oh, now see what happened there.
That was one of the wonky.
Previous,
So
forward,
you would do exit full view up at the top
where?
in that menu that you're looking at, exit full screen. Mhm. And now go back to slide 15. And you would probably have to kind of clean this up. This is one that, move it around or something. That's why when you do it, you have to go through each one and just double check that it's, there you go.
And then I have to save it, don't I? To
No,
make
because
it-
you're in Google, it's
Oh,
saving
it
right away.
saves. Yeah, I know, I know, I know. Oh, all
Right,
right.
stop sharing,
Done it. Oh, stop sharing. Okay,
stop sharing. We got it.
okay.
How does that feel, ladies?
That is wonderful, but I still have to figure out how to get to Google from here. Oh, wait a minute, I can do that. I can get to Google from here. But now I can't get back. Yes, I can.
Don't you
Okay.
love it?
So now I can share,
But yes,
and I
Samantha,
need to share my Google, right?
you're not sharing.
Well,
So-
not yet, because I have to figure out what I'm sharing.
All right, Jeannie, what are you trying to do? Because now I'm lost.
I want to go to the Google to share my Google.
What do you want to share your Google? What in Google are you sharing?
Well,
Are
you
you
want
trying to share your screen?
yes, but I want to share my Google screen.
Okay.
How,
So-
how did you guys get to where you had the split screen like Betty Joe had?
You
So
open
because
up
you
your
don't have a
Google Drive.
taskbar, I'm not sure where you are sending Zoom when you minimize it and how you can find it back because you don't have a taskbar. That's what I
I have a
can't help-
taskbar, but not when I share.
Yeah, let's
So-
do-
When you are sharing screen and your
Mhm.
taskbar disappears
Yeah,
and you need your taskbar again,
right.
then I go at a full screen on Zoom, even when I'm still sharing. So I share my screen first.
Okay, I can share my screen first.
But that didn't do it. Is she a co-host?
Yeah, I made her a co-host too. I thought I'll do it again.
All right.
That's okay. I think I have it.
There you go.
I just have to minimize. And now,
Now, I don't know how, wait a minute, what did you mean when you minimized? I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't do that, I don't think.
Well,
you didn't have to because you had a split screen.
I don't know how I got
Joe.
that screen.
Betty Joe,
Uh-huh.
Jeannie is having trouble finding her taskbar at the bottom. And so she's having to do a couple more steps than
Okay,
what we're
alright.
doing.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
Now, do
All
you
right.
have, do you see my Google?
We see your shared Google. You're in my drive. You're in your
Okay.
membership folder.
Yep,
And now you're
so
gonna
I've
go
got it.
load. You're gonna go load a PowerPoint or something, it looks like,
This was my drive,
right? And you were
and
in your
I'm going to go to
membership folder.
membership
Mhm.
and new member training. Nope, membership. Nope. IMC training. I can put it right here.
Yep.
And then I am going to go to Plus,
Yep.
and I'm going to upload my folder.
Yes,
And I am going to go to my desktop, and I am going to find sailing. And it is sailing presentation. And there it is. And open it up.
When you do desktop instead of documents, do you get them all all your documents in the same list?
Me?
so,
I just
so
asked,
generally, it's just a different place to put it.
okay,
So I like to put stuff on my desktop and not in documents, because documents is another folder. So when I first turn on my computer, I have folders on my desktop that I can access quicker than going first to documents, then to the folder. It just saves me a step. Some people don't like that because they want a cleaner desktop. And I'm one to have a cleaner desktop. I'm a folder and a folder and a folder kind of person. So like my folders are personal folder, and then each group that I'm involved in has their own folder, and then folders and folders. So that's how I do it.
okay, now
I
you're,
was told that my desktop didn't have as much memory as my documents, and that if I wanted to have a lot of documents, they needed to go into the documents folder. Is that wrong or right?
That's totally bogus, because your hard drive is your hard drive, and no matter where you put it, it's taking from your hard drive. So no, it's the same
Okay.
thing.
now then you don't have the sales on here, and mine did to start with.
No, when we wrote it, we made it with no sales on the original one on the final presentation. And then we added the sales as we went along.
My PowerPoint didn't do that when I was clicking through it a while ago. They were
You're
already.
right, it didn't. But see,
Yeah.
we add one sale here. We had the other sale here. Then we added the second sale here.
Yeah, but you're clicking down the side. You're not in presentation.
No, I'm not. I'm just showing you where I added the
Yeah,
sales.
but go to presentation. That's where I don't think the animation goes over.
Okay, let me go there.
Go back to the first and then go to presentation.
Can I ask a question? They had said, so Phyllis, is this, okay, my daughter always is harping to me because I
yours-
like my stuff right on my folders on the desktop, like you mentioned. I didn't hear, no, phone rang, sorry. What did you say about the memory? Because she says you can lose it on the desktop, but it can always, I am in the iCloud. She did put me there. But
Alright,
is there,
So yes, you can lose stuff from the desktop if you're not careful with your mouse. It's like anywhere. You could easily drag something to the trash, right? So it's all about personal preference. Betty Jo likes using the document folder. Your daughter saves you because she's putting everything in the cloud, probably because she's as young as my daughter, and that's what they're used to. They're used to the cloud. Why would you put it on your desktop? Put it in the cloud, then you can have access on it on your phone and everywhere you go, right? That's why we're moving you guys to the Google. So, Marianne, you stick with the system that works for you.
So, but Phyllis, then my documents are just my plan B then, right? My backup in case
So yes, so documents back you up, whatever you've worked on. If you like, did I save that? Did I not save that? Can I find it? Where is it? You can always go searching in my documents because it remembers stuff that you've worked on. It's a mini Google, it doesn't save you a lot of times, but sometimes it will. All right, so ladies, that's how we add things that we created in a different platform into a Google. And you would do that, for example, you all were working on this PowerPoint, and it sounds like you had multiple versions until you finally decided what you were doing. And that took email after email attached. And which version is this? Is this version 2? Is this version 3? Or which one are we using? Putting it all in Google, in a Google shared folder like we did with the Ed Symposium meant everybody got it in the latest version always, and I didn't have to do a darn thing other than send an email going, hey, I updated it in the folder, it's fine. There you go.
Yeah, wow, wow.
In PowerPoint, I could see how that would be. If you bring it over into Google and now it's slides or whatever it's called, sheets
called
or whatever,
Sheets.
okay? And it doesn't have the same capability that PowerPoint has. Then do you delete the one that's in there and bring in the new one each time? Gotcha.
If there's something that you want to do and you can't do it, because Jeannie's right. Sheets is not as fancy. It doesn't have the glitz that PowerPoint has constructed. I would do it that way. Whoever was in charge of fixing it, they fix it, they make their changes in the PowerPoint version and then move it over. So someone, if you're doing it that way, should keep track of which version we're doing and then move it over into the folder. And then that way, things like, oh, your file is too big to send via email. You won't get that anymore
No.
because it's all in the cloud and everybody has access to the same shared regional membership folder that you all are working out of. Okay. All right. So if you, let's say you're going the other way and someone sends you a beautiful something in Google and you want to use it, but you want to clean it up, you want to make it your own. When someone sends something to you like that, I'm going to share my screen again. Hold on a minute. Let's go back to my folder. La, 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 la. Trying to. I wanted to, hey, just wait a second. I want to send me something. That's the easiest way to do it. Talk amongst yourselves.
Making progress.
Yep.
First, we learned the first new thing I wanted to learn. Now we're learning the second new thing I wanted to learn.
Well, and it's not as hard as we thought it was, really.
No, it isn't. It's because it does echo the same format as Word. So we're not relearning everything. All we're doing is putting it into a different format, and that makes it easier.
And it's like anything else, once you know how, it's easy. You know, so.
And we know that we have Mary Ann writing it all down, so we could always ask her if we forget.
No, I need to do about 2 or 3 times as I'm right. Okay, but like when we wanted to make folders in the shared document, we were having trouble with that.
We haven't
done
got to
that
there.
yet.
She's going to do that later.
Okay, I didn't think so, because that's what we were talking about. We were trying to get those folders made.
Mm-hmm.
Make a copy.
I'm sorry, I should have done this before, but I was having computer problems.
Yeah, well, you
And
know,
I'm being rude and eating, but I'm going to do it anyway.
no, go right ahead. In Google, they do those lists just in words, you know, I mean, in print. And when I put them in, when I work off of AOL or whatever it is, off of Word, I put it in different, I put in graphics or something. I do it different and it's a lot bigger for me. And I have trouble reading all those little lists of things. Ugh.
Yeah, are you saying the font's smaller, Betty Jo? I mean, of
Well,
course, you
they
put the
just have
gra-
a- when I put something in my documents, I do it as big as I can get it.
Okay,
And so anyway, I can show it to you, but
Okay, back to what I was saying. Someone sent me something and they sent it to me. I sent it to my Mrs. B.O. Rob. I did not send it in a Google Drive account. I'm going to do that one next. Okay, I'll do that one again.
okay.
All right, so they just sent it in AOL and they sent it like this. Please look at this. And I open it up and it defaults now to my Google form.
Mhm.
And this is a Google document. This is what I didn't have to do email. You guys,
How
I'm
can you
sorry.
tell it's a Google document?
The DOC, at the
Because
end?
when it came, it doesn't say up here that it is an attachment. And remember, it'll say, you know, click this shared document, something like this. This is just
But in that little blue icon, what it tells you it's a document?
this is the Google Doc icon too. I know that.
So if I
And-
see that, I know it's a Google Doc.
Yeah, and this is misleading because I didn't put any words because I'm trying to do it real quick. But normally you'd say so-and-so shared a document with you, or please open this, blah, blah, blah. I didn't do that because, all right, so I get it. It's in my other email, not my Gmail. And I open it up and I say, oh, this is nice. I think this is a great graphic and a great little sharing sheet that I want everybody to have a hard copy for my training next week. Now, and I'm going to take it to, I'm going to take it to somewhere to get printed. So yes, I could print it on my printer and then go that way. Or I'm going to send it to someone else to print for me. Here's the document you could do, blah, 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 print this off for our training next week. Because this is something another group would print for me. I wouldn't have to pay for it. So when I get this and it's now still in a Google Doc, anything can, we saw this last time, Jeannie said, oh, I see something there I'm going to like. If you go under File, Download it, you have a menu to the right. You have all these other ways that you can download this Google Doc in a different format. I can change this now from a Google Doc to go backwards to a Word doc because I want to fix it, change it, update it, blah, blah, blah. And so I'm going to hit that. And whenever it does, when you're in the Google system, whenever you download something, I don't know that you guys can see it. It's downloading right above my taskbar on the bottom. And I click that and I open that. So I'm going to stop sharing.
Oh, wait. I didn't see that. You went to the bottom and did what?
Whenever you download something, it goes, for me, it always goes down on the bottom. And I'm sure that's what it does for you. Whenever you're downloading something and then you have to click it down on the bottom to get it to open up. And now I'm going to share in my Word document. Oh, that's the other thing I was doing. Sorry. There it is. There, it's now in Word. Do you see that this is Word?
No, I don't see it.
Well, it has no tabs at the top. Do you see the top where it says copy of needs assessment up here? Where at the very tip top of my desktop, do you see that where I'm wiggling?
No,
Up
it's
here?
frozen. All we see is ladies, I'm excited for our time together again.
Oh, okay.
But Jeannie, this is what we did that you and I was figuring out. This teacher
go.
had sent me some information on
Okay,
special
now,
ed.
there it
Mhm.
is. So now where do you go to?
This
You
is what we
download-
did, Marianne.
All right. So this is now a Word document. We went the other way, Betty Jo.
Yeah,
Someone sent me something in Google and I want it in Word. I want to save it. I want to print it. I want to change it. I want to spice it up. I don't want it necessarily in the Google format. I want to save it for myself or whatever. And I want to mail it out as an attachment because some of my sisters don't get Google, but they do get Word, and I could send it out that way. So I said file, download to Microsoft Word. It did. I opened that download up, and now I'm going to say file. I'm going to say file, and I'm going to save it just like I normally do in my little system over here. And that way, when I do an email or I need it printed or whatever, I have it in Word and I have it in Google. So same thing like with your agendas, maybe. Something like that you're going to print. If you want to save agendas on Word too, you could always do your Google agenda converted to a Word, printed and saved on Mary Jo does it in her documents. Mary Ann does it on her desktop. That's how I do it. That sort of thing. Got it? So that's just a different way going back and forth. So now both platforms can talk to each other. I can create something in Word and I can upload it into the Google platform because I need it in the cloud. I can take something that's in the cloud that I want to manipulate, change, make my own, save a different way, and move it back to the Word platform. I can go both ways.
And all you have to do is download it between the two.
Or upload it. Upload and download.
Like Betty Jo, when you send your, if you get to sell your things to teachers, you could send it from your Word and then send it to them by Google. And then they could this teacher sent me things for my granddaughter, and Jeannie and I were figuring this out, and it works slicker than slick. It really does.
Good, thank you.
And unlike the other way, when Google goes to Word, I have less problems. Word is better at recognizing Google than Google is recognizing Word. But like I said, it's so much better than it used to be. I can't tell you just a couple years how they're talking better to each other. You know, the engineers got on that and said, we need to fix this because we got to be able to do both or people aren't going to move to the Google or Google's not going to, you know, and so they fixed that. So, all right. Do you still want to know how to be a commentator for a commenter or commentator on a document?
Yes,
Yes. Okay. Have you had to do that yet? And did you know what you were doing?
I've had to
Yeah.
do it and no, because I was in the shared with me drive. Instead, they'll say go to the Google Doc, and I didn't realize there were two different places.
When they send us the minutes, it was the agenda. They send us this agenda, and then was that where they were making their comments, Betty Jo? There was something.
No, they'll put well, I don't know. They'll put a document on though, Marianne, later on. We did not do what we've been doing in the past the other day. They'll put a document on and they will tell you to go in and make your comments. Before the meeting, you have to go in and make your comments. And you all have a certain color, and that's where you have to have your picture put in there. And yeah, it gets kind of, and you have to highlight what you're going to comment on before you go over to highlight, and you have to click a little plus sign, and yeah, go for it.
My husband just getting back from the doctor, so I muted
Oh.
for a little bit, and if she starts in again, because he's just getting out of the car, so we got the arrival, and then we have the entrance to the house. I'll just mute again. All right, so let's show Jeannie, and Betty Jo's going to talk us through.
No, I'll try. I will try.
All right, so I created a cute little document that I'm going to email to all of you, and we're going to play the scenario that we did. Betty, there she is. Jeannie, there she is. See how nice it is now that it remembers you. There she is.
But you have to tell it each time who to share it with.
On different documents, you have to say who you're sharing it with. So I created a new document. And remember, I have to change this now. I don't want you guys going in and changing what I put in there. I want you guys commenting. So I'm going to make you all commenters. And now I'm going to say, please give your opinions on the following document.
Well, now, Phyllis, when they send this to you, we don't see the screen. They put it in the shared folder and they say, go in and make your comments.
Right. We're just demonstrating today how to be a commenter.
Okay,
But when you do this, usually you're not in a live meeting, you're not on Zoom, you are in your own time, and it's been sent out previous to the meeting so that they can get everybody's feedback on something. All right, I'm going to send this and I'm going to mute real quick because my husband wants to tell me something.
And can we exit full screen and see it?
Yep, exit, get into your G.
Brownies are the best dessert in the world. You got that right.
Now, did she say she was sending this to us?
I said just sent it to you, so refresh if you need to.
We have to go back into our mail to find it, correct? No?
Yes, go to your Gmail.
What are we looking for?
A document from Phyllis or PM Robinette,
Like an email.
your email, not your AOL. I didn't send it there. I sent it to your Gmail, Betty Jo.
But I don't know I don't know where I am. I don't know what I'm doing.
All right, let me stop sharing.
I
You
don't know.
share and I'll help you.
Okay, Phyllis, I am there. How do I
Alright.
get my new color?
You don't need to worry about that right now. Just
Okay.
wait, because we're gonna demo. I need to get Betty Jo to find her Gmail. Betty Jo, do you want me to help you? If so, share your screen.
Well, I guess I do. I mean, I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know.
Okay, go to
I lost-
share. it.
You were sharing and I had that. And then,
I don't want you in this. Go to Chrome. Yep. Okay, now where's your Gmail? Yep,
or I can just pick it up right here.
yep, you're right. Uh-oh, we're gonna have the same problem we had last week. Oh, go under updates. 'Cause you have a primary social and updates. There you go. There I am,
Few
up
here.
at the top.
So the last one's at the top, right?
Yep,
last
the
one.
latest is at the top. Open that mail up, double click.
Can I just double click your name and open it?
Yeah, all right, comment, please. So scroll down a little bit, open that up. Yep, open. All right. All right, we're gonna have Betty Jo demonstrate how she, oh no. How's she putting that in?
That's Mary Ann.
She's so smart. All right, who wants to teach us, Mary Ann or Betty Jo? How do you comment?
I
Well,
would agree if it has.
Mary Ann, you're doing it, so go ahead.
I'm still writing.
But I don't know how you got to write.
You look for your cursor. Okay.
But
I'm
I still
stopped.
don't know how you get the different color.
So
Well,
Jeannie,
when I opened up the document that Phyllis sent to me, I opened it up and I know I was to go to the cursor that was to the far right because
cursor?
she told us about etiquette. Phyllis's is that purple and there was a red one there. And so that's when I knew I could start typing there. So
Mhm.
whoever's next.
Do I need to stop sharing or something because
So
I,
it automatically comes up.
you're
with a
gonna
new
put
color.
yours in too.
but
All
I,
right, so everybody stop talking and I'll tell you how to do it. So about colors, Jeannie, you get automatically assigned a color, whether you have a profile or not. Based on you've logged into your Gmail and you're not anonymous.
So when I
Some-
typed in this, you mean this cursor, so I can start here, stop here
No,
in green?
Just a minute, just a minute.
Okay,
So up at the top, Jeannie, we
Yeah.
see a J that is green.
right,
I see a lavender blue, dark lavender purple.
I
Sorry.
see my screen and
That's
I don't,
Mary Ann.
do I need to stop sharing?
No, I want you to keep sharing because you're gonna demo.
Because I don't know where you are. Okay.
Okay, and I'm up at, you want me to do it then? Stop sharing and I'll do it.
I don't even see the J that you're talking about.
Okay, I'll show you. All right. So up at the top, do you see where I'm wiggling?
Yep.
Betty Jo?
Yes.
J was Jeannie, M was Mary Ann, and I know that because I can hover over that circle and it's going to tell me who's in the document right now. And there's Betty Jo, and it's not going to show me, but you guys see my picture. And if you hover over it, it'll give you my name, right? If you're in the document.
yeah, ours is way over to the right,
All
but yes,
right.
it's there.
When you are a commenter, I put you guys at the bottom. All right. When you are a commenter and you have huge documents from international, think of like bylaws or something, right? And we're changing the bylaws because we're going to change how the officers are at the different levels, right? And they want your comments on how you wrote things. The rule is, etiquette does say don't put your cursor where someone else is. Marianne was true, that is true. But for comments, you may have to put your cursor where everybody else is, because what you're going to do is you're going to highlight it. And then you're going to go down to the plus sign right here. Where's my plus sign? Oh, right here. Nope. Where's my plus sign?
There it is.
Comment. Oh, there it is. Add a comment right here. Do you see this add a comment? So I highlight what I want to comment. And then it makes a box and it pops up with my picture. And now I'm going to start typing and you guys will see this is where I was going to put it. If it goes later on in the document, the comment will go down where you highlight so that people know wherever you commented, that's in reference to where I'm looking right now. Yes. Brownie's rule. That's my comment. Okay.
But
Now,
now,
so I want Betty Jo to highlight that same sentence of brownies are the best desserts in the world. And then I want her to comment.
Highlight, and then you said you hit the plus sign, correct?
Yes.
But I don't see your addition, Phyllis.
But do you highlight then what was originally written? Is that correct?
Or whatever if it was a bigger document, the part that you're talking about. All right, so Jeannie, you may have to refresh your document.
but
So I,
Phyllis, how is Marianne and Jeannie able to type on that document?
I don't know. I think what it did is because they put their cursor at the end, it added them. So this is Marianne. So if I click right on what she typed, I would agree if it was vanilla ice cream with whipped cream and a cherry on top. When I click on that, it automatically brought Marianne's comment right to the forefront for me. And if I click here, do you see how it scrolled down and said, oh, that was Jeannie's comment?
Right now,
Because that's where they put their cursor. So that's where their comment. So what they're saying is they're adding to my document.
but I didn't think we were supposed to do that. I thought that was editor.
So if Molly sends you a bylaw and you wanted to add words that were not there, you would put your cursor right where you want to put the words. And most of the time it's going to show up like this in a color, and everybody can click and see who wrote that comment, who thinks that is the good one. That's Marianne's. All right, Jeannie put this one. But it's where, so when I did my comment, I highlighted it I just would say, yes, Brownie's rule. I'm not changing the words. I'm not adding words. I'm just saying, I agree with this part.
Okay, so now then it's not letting me, do I click on my picture up there to get me something to highlight? It's not letting me highlight.
So just take your cursor and wiggle it down below. And you should be doing this not on my shared screen. You should be doing it on your document that we just uploaded that we were sharing and looking at before.
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm not.
All right,
I'm not.
I'm going to stop sharing.
I'm not with you at all.
Okay, I'm going to help you. All right, so what you're doing is Marianne and Jeannie and I were in the document. We were not on Zoom. That's why you couldn't see your cursor. So you need to go back to Chrome and find that document you just got from my email that you downloaded. You double clicked it and it opened it up. And I think the title was comments or something at the top. So the tab will say comments.
Phyllis, can I make a comment?
Uh-huh.
Well, the first time when I typed in, it tells me I added it. The second time when I typed it in, it just puts it in there, but you don't see it in the document. I just see it where next to my name, same as Mary Ann.
Okay, I'll do that after I help Betty Jo, okay?
Okay.
All right, my problem is now then, do I have to click on my name to get me added up there? I mean, my picture to get me added at the top?
No, you're already there. Just take your cursor and wiggle it and then
Yeah.
find where your cursor is. And then highlight.
Well, somebody's typing. Mary Ann's typing right now.
Yes, and
Never
you
mind.
and Betty Jo, you get to type at the same time because we're in Google.
I thought that made it jump around.
Nope, it jumps around if there's tons and tons of people typing. You're fine.
Okay, now then I've got that, but now what do? I'm gonna go back to, do you want me to stay in this document?
I want you to add a comment so that I
I
can see
did.
that you can do that.
I did.
I don't see it.
Well, I see.
Let me refresh and see if I can find it. Oh, Betty Jo says me too. Now I see it.
But I don't see it now. I don't see anything but Jeannie's and Mary Ann's.
Click up on the word brownies and see if you see it.
Hit up on brownies.
Yeah, just click.
There
Yeah.
it was. There it went up. Okay.
Oh, you see it now?
Yes. Thank you.
All right, back to Jeannie's question. Jeannie, is it still doing what you thought it was doing before?
Yeah, and it wasn't a question, it was a comment. When I typed the two things, the first one popped in, it said I added it, and we can see it's added. Then the next one, when I put it in there, I just put, I so love those chocolate treasures. That was my comment. After I highlighted it, it typed in that, but it doesn't show any place except in my little comment box. Is that what it's supposed to do?
And did you want to add those words, I so love those chocolate treasures, to the document?
No, that was my comment.
Okay, so then it's showing up as right. Because what I typed, yes, brownies rule, I did not put in the document because I highlighted brownies are the best dessert in the world. That was already in the document.
Right.
It's
which
not
is
an
what I did.
addition. It's
Mhm.
not an addition. It was just a comment on that. Now, what
But I
could
don't see
do,
your comment.
click brownies up at the top like Betty Jo, and then you'll pop up. It'll pop up to the top.
Oh, there I see it. Got it. Okay.
But now
Got
then,
it?
we're doing two
Mhm.
different things. We're commenting and we're adding to the document. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah. And you're only doing that as a commenter. In other words, the document is not permanently changed because I can go through and I'm not going to teach you this. It's too complicated. It's too complicated for today. I, as the owner, can take out all those comments or I can refute them. So on mine, I can say, check, I like that one. On the boxes where your names are, like, I love, let me show you. So, all right, everybody stop looking at their document and go back to Zoom.
Go out of it then.
Yes, and go back onto Zoom.
Oh, gosh.
All right, so if I'm international chapter and we all agree or we take a vote that Mary Ann's statement that she added at the end of mine should be included, then I'm going to click accept this suggestion and then it becomes part of the permanent document. If the vote goes down and we don't like it, I'm going to hit reject it and then this comment goes away and so does that sentence. Good?
Say
But
that
all-
again. Okay.
But I want to be able to see it and I can't. So could you move the cursor up?
Are you seeing this?
Yep,
where
but
I-
I don't see
okay.
the original.
Okay.
Wait, I was
There,
seeing
okay.
everybody. I wasn't seeing. Okay,
All right, so how about I reject it so you see it goes away? So if if someone had an idea to add to our bylaw, brownie desserts are the best in the world, or whatever I wrote, right? If everybody likes that and they like Mary Ann's to keep, I would say accept that, and then it loses all this highlight and it just becomes part of the document. This little blue line here, right? From Mary Ann. If we don't like it, the vote goes down. No, we don't really like that one. Take that out. I'm just going to say reject it and it goes away.
you put the cursor on where the phrase that the person wrote. Is that correct? And then that
I did.
box will pop up.
Yep, and then the box with that comment. This is a Jeannie comment, so hers popped up to the top. If we like it, we just say, yep, keep it. And so then it loses all that little frame that was around it. Now it's part of the document.
So then if I wanted to get rid of that, I would have to go and highlight it, change
and
it,
go
and
like
then get rid of
this.
it. Mhm.
And then go
Got
like
it.
that. The old fashioned way of delete. Okay?
How you get rid of the highlight on the original?
I don't know. Let's see.
Well, I highlighted it too.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we all did. Yeah.
Oh, 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 oh. All right. I'd have to take all of it out. I don't know.
All righty, that's fine.
Ready to move on?
Yep.
I have a question. Okay, so I understand how to edit because I think we've done that before. But when we make the comment, which we need to have it appear on the right side along beside the document, you had said the highlight, but I couldn't find that plus sign, Jeannie. Or can you show that to me, Phyllis, on yours? I'm sorry.
All right. So now I'm going to comment on a comment.
Okay.
Oh, I don't have to do that. I click here to see who wrote it. And this is, I am getting hungry. That's from Mary Ann. Do you see how I comment on her comment? Not me. I just had lunch.
Oh, there's a plus sign. Okay, plus sign's clear on the far right.
So
Right.
there was something else here and I wanted to add a comment. See it? That's add-ons, not there.
Okay, so you highlight it and then you go over to that plus sign and then you write in your
The
comment.
plus signs were right here.
I couldn't see them, but I was writing, so I missed that. I'm sorry.
They were right here. It said add a comment right here. And they're not there at the moment.
Do you only see that when it begins?
Here. So what I'm doing is I clicked where I want to add a comment and I right click and it says comment. There's a plus sign there. Do you see that?
Yep.
So if I couldn't see it on the document, I could do it that way. And then it brings me that box to comment.
All right. I didn't do
Okay.
that right.
All right. Ready to move on?
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right, cleaning up your shared drive. This is going to be quick and easy.
Mm-hmm.
So here's my disclaimer. Shared with me drive, okay? So these are all folders that someone has shared with me. I know Betty Jo and Mary Ann have tons of folders that Christy Smith has shared with you or Molly shared with you for all the work that you guys are doing on international for various committees and work that you're doing, right?
Correct.
When you go down past the folder, see all these folders people have shared with me? Folder, 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 folder. I start getting into all these individual documents now. Files, individual files. We would call them documents or whatever, right? All of these individual files that people sent me over the millions and trillions of years, right? Some of these are so old. And like Jeannie, you could go in there and clean forever and it's still not totally clean. Okay. But there's something in there I want, but I don't want to have to keep searching it all the time. Let's see. Oh, let's find this one. So I open it up and it's an agenda from 2017. Let's say this was really important, or I wanted to use this as a guide. I'm going to now open it up in my shared with me drive, and I'm going to put it into my drive into a folder. Instead of having all of these folders in my shared with me drive, if I'm going to get, I can move them also to my drive so it's easier for me to get to. So to do that, I'm going to go to File, Make a Copy. I can do that with a folder. I can do this with a file. So when I make a copy of this, it's going to copy it exactly like it is. In Word, if I wanted a copy of something, I'd have to copy paste, right? But in Google, all I do is go File, Make a Copy. And now it says, what do you want to name this? I'm going to say 8, 10, 21 agenda, because I want to use that agenda as my model. And then it says, where do you want to put it? Where do you want to put it? Do I want to put it in my folder? No, let me see where else I want to put it in. I'm going to put it in my drive, and I'm going to put it into my Google training folder. And that's where I'm going to put it. And I do that. So I've changed the name. I told it where it's going to go. And now I say, okay, do it. If it was shared with other people, which this one was, I would click share with the same people. If it was going to be in the new agenda, I'm moving from August to September, I could just say, yeah, share it with the same people. And that way it goes automatically. Do I want to copy any comments and suggestions that I had before on it? This one doesn't have it, so I wouldn't click that one either. I don't want those. Sometimes you don't want to share it with the same people. Sometimes you don't want to keep the comments. You want a nice, clean document. So I've renamed it. I know it told it where it's going, and now I click OK. And now this is the new version. Here's the old version, the new version. Do you see how I'm clicking between tabs? Okay, and it's in a new folder. Now I can ignore it from my shared with me file, Jeannie. Or if I want to save space, I can go back to this and I can say, take that puppy out, remove it.
Okay, and that's what I couldn't understand, because I thought I was moving them. I thought I was putting them in different places, but they were still there when I went back to look. So they will be.
So now you got to remove. Did you remove them?
Nope.
All right, remove.
Because I was waiting to talk to you and figure out what I did wrong.
So just before you do that, for sure, you should probably make sure that you did it right by moving them into the other one.
Okay.
And if you check 3 and you did it right, then just trust that you did the rest right. You don't have to check all 20 that you moved.
Okay,
So
here's
now
my
it's pulled out of there.
my next question. Suppose I want to move it to my drive, but I don't have a folder in my drive that I want to move it to. So I want to make a new folder in my drive and then move that to my new folder. Do I have to make the folder in my drive first before I move it?
No. So we talked about this last time. You can do it midstream. All right. Fellowship report. Who's that from? Well, I don't want to do that one. Yeah, that's all right. All right. So I'm going to open this and I'm going to move it from shared with me and I'm going to put it in a new folder. So I'm going to do file, make a copy. And I'm gonna move it and I'm gonna call it something different. Or I'm gonna keep it the same. Let's keep it the same. It's called the 2017 Fellowship Report. Right now it's in a center folder, but I don't want to put it in the center folder. So I'm gonna click again. And because center folder is the last folder in my drive, because remember it always defaults to my drive, I'm gonna hit the back button to my drive and I'm gonna put it in the Google Training folder. Google Training. Did you see how I did that?
Yep.
Okay, and I'm gonna hit, yep, that's where I wanna do it. Do it there. Oh, no, I don't have a folder there. Cancel. Let's try again, because that's what I was supposed to show you, how to do a folder. Changing the name. I don't want it in the center folder. I want it in my drive. And here's where I make a new folder.
Okay, I figured that one out.
And I title it and I say, yes, that's the name of the folder. And then I hit select and it would go there.
Okay, one more question. Sorry about that.
Right.
Let's say you move it with the name and didn't change the name. And then you went back and deleted it from the shared folder. Would you delete it from both places because you didn't change the name?
No.
It would only
You're only
delete it.
deleting it out of shared with me.
Okay, but when you make changes, the changes go to both folders, right?
Yes. You
But
guys are
when I
getting so
delete
smart.
it,
The only time it doesn't go to both documents is when you make a copy. If you just are saving it into two different spots, whenever you make changes to it, it's going to go to both spots. But if you make a copy, now it's its own document.
so I have to get in my mind the difference between saving it in two different spots and making a copy. Okay.
How do you know? How do you know that? How
That's
do
a
you
good
know?
question.
How if you know it's an original document or if it's a copy?
You're not going to know that. You're in charge of making your own copies. So let's say someone started with a great membership brochure. It was great. And they shared it with you in Google, this brochure, right? And you're like, ooh, this is so good. You have a choice. It's so good. I want to save it as is. So now I'm just going to file it into my membership folder in my drive.
Mhm.
Or this is so good, I'm going to tweak it for Colorado. So now I'm going to say, make a copy. So now I have the original one that came from California. I also have the Colorado version. I've got two different copies. The one in California, I can still save and put it in my membership folder. And if someone tweaks it, right? The tweaks are going to still happen in my folder. If someone in California tweaks it, it's going to happen in my folder. But I like the format it is now. So I'm going to make a copy so that it doesn't get, maybe I don't want to change it. I just like it the way it is. I don't want it to ever change. I make a copy to keep it that way.
And you have to remember that. You just remember what you did.
Yes.
That might become a problem. Okay.
Well,
However,
so
if you did make a copy of it, I'm sorry for interrupting, Love. If you did make a copy of it and you moved it over, you could still edit the copy that you made in your drive.
Or Betty Jo, you can name them two names, California Membership Brochure 2021, make a copy of it and keep it California Membership 2021. But then when California changes 21 to 22, it will change in your folder as 22, but you still have the original of 2021 because you made a copy of it, and you'll see both. So the other thing is change the name. If you change the name when you make a copy, that will let you know. Or you can do it in the name change that you do. If you're making a copy, say,
You just put copy
Non-edit-
at the end. You can just put
Yeah,
copy. on it.
something at the end of the name of what you're titling it, if that helps you to do it, because I know you get a lot of stuff that's good and sent to you.
Question.
Thank you.
Or download it, change it into a Word document and save it that way. And then it never gets changed. It's in Word.
Right.
So we can go both ways. All right, Mary Ann?
Okay, because what we're getting is shared information. Wouldn't we just keep it and share? Because I know like the agenda's gonna come out 2 days before we meet. But then the final agenda comes out maybe just the day, like in the evening before we meet. So it has gone from the original tentative agenda to the actual agenda. And then, so I'm sitting there thinking, I may just leave it and shared, because why go to my drive?
Right.
Because you know things are going to be, or you're going to have constant people, you know, saying, okay, let's look at this document. Because when it goes into my drive, if I wanted to share with them, I would have to change it from my drive back to share with me.
So when I'm working in groups, many times I'm going to leave shared with me alone. I know that's where the folder is. That's where I go. But occasionally something's going to be put in a shared folder that I want. I want my own copy. I want to keep it pristine or tweak it or something. That's when I go make a copy. I would not be making copies all the time of everything that people share with you in that shared drive or share with you in general. It's only if you want to. And I do that rarely. Very seldom do I make a copy of something to save it that way. I know where to find it. I just search shared with me. Where is that? And you know, whatever. Or I go to the folder that's shared. So this is just if you wanted to do that. So Jeannie really was all about cleaning up her shared drive. And so for her, it makes more sense to move stuff out of that shared and clean it up and get rid of the stuff she doesn't want so that she can make her My Drive more accessible to her. And to be honest, Jeannie, I just I don't clean up my shared drive because I bought that extra storage that charges me $2 or something a month.
But then you
Then I
have to
don't
go
have to
through
worry.
that, but you have to go through those hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of documents that are on there.
No, I don't. Watch.
I can see anything that's older that you honestly are not working on at the present time, you put in my drive.
All right, I'm gonna go looking for that center report. Center fellow. See how it's starting to bring up stuff here?
Mhm.
Because it's searching my shared with me. Oh, this is the one I wanted right there. There it is. I found it. And now, so I don't have to do it again, because now I'm touching it a couple times. Now I might want to file it, or I might want to make a copy because I keep trying to find it and find it and find it and find it. But when I originally got it, this wouldn't be the case with this. This is a report. I already know because you already see I filed it in center, right? But if it's something I've touched more than once or twice, then I need to file it because I don't need to keep searching. But you can always search here for stuff in your search window within that folder or within that drive.
So
I-
if somebody sends you something and you're in a meeting and you need to pull that document up and you don't want to look through 500 shared with me, you just type the name in there and it'll come up.
Okay, Molly sent me that thing. I don't know what she named it, but she said I got to do something on volunteers. What is it? Okay, here's Molly. Oh, that's it. The volunteers for the sister. That's the one I'm looking for. I just started typing Molly and it found it for me. Google is smart.
Okay.
It's really smart. Now, the more you do with Google, the more you have to really think, and you guys are so organized already that I know you, with all your folders and getting organized already, you're going to be way ahead of the rest of us who've been doing Google forever. And then we're like, oh, we probably should get organized and do some folders.
You mean
But
they
you guys-
didn't have a Phyllis giving them homework?
Yes, but it's because I learned the hard way, of course. I'm like, I've got so many files, I've got to get organized. This is ridiculous. And I spend the time to do it, right? All right, ladies, I am 10 minutes past the 3:30 mark. we have talked a little bit about some of the other apps and the benefits and the downfalls of them, but I wanted to show you how they work in case you wanted to be the author slash owner of doing those things. So I believe we need a Google Session 3 to do the apps.
Yep.
And we haven't talked about changing your profile and some of the settings that come with that. So I know we need to do that. And I'm sure you'll have more questions the next time we'll do it. So would you like to stop or keep going?
I'd like to stop.
I want to stop and I want to practice what you showed
Yeah,
with us
okay.
today.
So you want some homework?
Yes.
Of course.
Sure.
Okay. So your homework today is to convert one more thing, because I didn't see Mary Ann do it. One more thing from a Word or Office thing and put it in your Google Drive, which may mean you have to create another folder or whatever you're going to do to keep your organized. So find something, and don't just do it to do it, but find something maybe that you think you might use in the future and you want to do it in a shared way in Google, and do that. And then find something to either download from the Google platform into a Word document to save, or make a copy to put a second copy somewhere else.
I'd say the third thing is we now can do folders with our shared documents, correct?
On that, I know how to make a folder from my shared documents to my drive, okay, my own drive. Can I make a folder in the shared drive that is not shared with anybody else? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But keep it in the shared drive?
Yeah. So maybe I'm working on Ed Symposium, and instead of just putting that folder in my drive, I know I'm going to be sharing a lot of those stuff with my committee members, but I don't want them to have access to the whole folder, just some of it. You just make a folder in there and you put the stuff in there just like you do in my drive. It's just another place to store it. It's kind of like do you save to the desktop or do you save to my documents? It's all the same kind of arena. It's just how your personal preference is.
Got it. So I'm to convert Word or Office into Google, and I am to download a Google to make it into Word or Office. Right?
Or make a copy of a Google document and put it in another place in your Google Drive. Those are an either or. So let's say you got something that someone shared with you that's really cool and you want to save it. So you're going to do that file, make a copy, and put it somewhere in your drive so that you can access it later. All right, should we pick a date, ladies?
Yes.
Okay. So based on our discussion earlier, I believe I'm going to try to go under the table and get my booster of Moderna on Tuesday, the 17th. But I'm not scheduling ahead of time because most of the things now are same day. So I'm waiting till pretty close to that. So I'm predicting I'm not going to feel that great from the 17th to the 19th. We'll see. Hopefully, maybe my body's getting used to the COVID virus. So I'm thinking the soonest would be Friday the 20th. Would that work for anyone?
Would for me anytime.
It won't work for me. I have eyes, but that's all right.
No, unless you don't want to come anymore.
No.
Okay. I could actually do it this day before the 16th. If it's later in the day, I have the dentist. I got a filling to get done.
I have one later in the day, but I can do it in the morning, the 16th in the morning.
I could the 19th. I can do the 19th if it's after 10:30 and before 4.
I can't do the 19th. I was talking about the 16th.
Oh, the 16th. Let me look at the 16th. I'm fine anytime after 10:30.
Your time, that's 9:30, my time. I'm fine on 9:30. Yeah,
And are you good at 10:30?
Are you thinking at 10:30 for you gals, the mountain?
So then that would be what, 11:30?
Yeah,
Would that be
I'll
all
make
right
it
on Monday,
work.
the 16th?
I'll make it work.
and it'd be 9:30 for me. Okay. Yeah, that's good.
Google session number 3. And I'm going to stop recording now.